Welcome everybody to Service Drive Revolution. I'm Chris Collins and this is Christian Lafferty. Say hello to everybody, Christian.
Hello, everyone. It's a great day today.
You were singing that.
I was a little bit.
Hello, everyone.
It's kind of a thing these days.
We have a fun show for you today. We are going to talk about leadership. What does leadership mean? That's what we're going to talk about.
Great topic.
We also are going to answer your questions, and we're going to play a little game called Would You Rather. Have you ever played Would You Rather? It's kind of like F, Marry, Kill, but Would You Rather?
Yeah, I'm in. It's going to be pretty good. You know, it's a little bit cold today, and I know that I shouldn't be complaining because we're not in a cold state, but do you ever wonder why birds fly south?
This is a segue into a joke right off the top.
Right out of the gate.
You're just going to hijack it?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the question? Do you ever wonder why birds...
Do you ever wonder why birds fly south?
Because it's warm?
No.
Does it ruin the joke if I answer?
No, it's okay for you to answer, but it's not the right answer. It's because it would take too long to walk.
And I apologize to everyone in advance.
That's right.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, Christian is wearing a shirt that says Effective Labor Rate Rules.
Effective labor rate rules.
What is the thought process behind that?
Well, I think it drives almost everything in our business when you really think about it. Plus, I was at Hot Topics. It was either this or a nose ring.
The nose ring, clearly.
I made the wrong decision yet again.
Don't you think it's funny when you see like a grown man with a nose ring? Like sometimes, or the other one that cracks me up is when they have their eyebrow pierced.
Yeah. But they have to be 50. Like, it's kind of cool on somebody that's under 30, but like when you're 50 and have the eyebrow ring, now
I literally was watching something the other day, and the guy had two eyebrow, like hoops in his eyebrow.
Yeah.
I literally had to pause it and just stare and try to work through. Like
to work through it.
What was the decision process? What did his wife say? Like was,
right.
You know.
And you can't even say it was a drunken night because there's two. That means there's two stories. Like, this was such a great idea. I'm headed back for seconds.
So recently, you know this, but maybe our audience doesn't. My birthday is in January, and I turned 49. And so, I'm going to be 50 coming up, and I do feel like there's a time for a midlife crisis. This is the year to do it. And so maybe I should get my eyebrow pierced, or maybe I should get a neck tattoo. Or maybe I should get a sports car or something.
Yeah, I would be shocked if you made it through 2021 without a Corvette.
Without a Corvette? Mm-hmm. And not a Porsche?
I don't know, you have talked about Porsches on and off for the last several years. I mean, I definitely think you're ready for I think you're going to go epic for your midlife crisis. You've been working on it for a couple of years. I mean, really.
What is appropriate for a midlife crisis, and what would be super entertaining for our audience? Like,
yeah.
They'd love to see me just fall apart, right?
I don't think it's right for you to fall apart, but I do think it's funny. It'd be funny for you to go something that is a little bit out of character for you. Like if you went skydiving, I would be shocked.
That's not midlife crisis. It's just dumb.
It's a little bit midlife crisis for some people.
Skydiving?
Yeah, but I couldn't imagine you ever doing it. But we could go through the checklist of.
So sports car for sure. I've been craving a sports car, and my friend Matt just kind of restored his Porsche. He has an older Porsche, the air-cooled ones, the Targa, and
nice. Those are cool.
Really
looking.
Cool. Yeah. It leaks oil. He just had the motor rebuilt, and it was leaking oil when he picked it up. I remember when I used to write service, and the dealership that I worked at had sold the Porsche franchise, but every once in a while we'd work on a Porsche, and they would leak the second they left.
You worked for a couple of leaky brands because Subaru's leaked a lot.
The greatest. 12. I could write you. I don't know, what's it been, 20-something years. I could write an estimate for head gaskets on a Subaru Loyale right now.
Yep.
I know the part numbers.
The Loyale, I love it. The 92, the beautiful forest
What's great
green
about
one.
that is it's not even a real head gasket. The gasket's like Play-Doh. You smear it on. It's It's not a
It's
regular
the silicone
gasket.
gasket. That's
Yeah.
right. That's so funny.
Okay, let's start off. Let's play Would You Rather, and then we'll go to the questions.
Okay.
Okay.
I've heard examples of this, and it's a little bit scary.
Okay. Would you rather? So you're gonna pick which one of these two things you would rather do.
Okay, and then explain my decision, I assume. Or no.
It might be obvious, but it's up to you. I don't know. Okay. Would you rather go to Waterloo, Iowa, to a Chevy dealership to train the dealer's son-in-law who's the service manager?
Okay.
So Waterloo, Iowa, there's no direct flights to Waterloo, Iowa. Have you been to Waterloo, Iowa? Okay. Waterloo, Iowa, an hour and something from Cedar Rapids. The son-in-law of the dealer. He has very little experience, and let's say the service department's losing 50 grand a month.
Right. And secretly, the dealer also hates the son-in-law, I bet.
I'm sure.
Is the scenario, right? What's my other option? Is jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge.
Would you rather for a year be the assistant parts manager in a Mitsubishi store in Vermont and have to have a Bernie sticker on your Mitsubishi demo?
Wait a minute. Can it be the thing with the mittens? Can it at least be that Bernie sticker?
Yeah, whatever. It just has to be, because Bernie's from Vermont.
This is
So you're an
difficult.
assistant parts manager, and just imagine, so a Mitsubishi, like how many cars do you think are coming in a day?
3.
Okay, and you're the assistant parts manager in Vermont.
To say that they might be overstaffed is a given.
Yeah, you're expendable, but because it's Would You Rather for a year, you're gonna have to sit there for a year and go, parts hold. There's 3 customers a day, and you're still gonna put everybody on hold.
I don't have time. I don't have time for this.
Busy. I can't handle the stress.
Oh gosh. All right. So I think.
What do you think it's like to get a part for a Mitsubishi now? Like, how organized do you think they are as a manufacturer?
I think they might be hurting a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Although I used
what
to be
was that Mitsubishi sports car?
The Eclipse, or the 3000 GT, also a
What's
neat
the
little
one
car.
that looked like the Dodge Viper?
Well, it was the Stealth.
The
Remember
Stealth?
that? Yep. So there was Viper, and then there was Stealth, and then the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, which had the VR4, which was an all-wheel drive twin turbo.
I remember
It's a cool car.
when, like, I guess maybe I'm 19, and I go over to Sean Kinney, who is the drummer of Alice in Chains, his apartment, and he had one.
Nice.
And he just bought it. Like, they just, started making money. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. In hindsight, maybe not the best choice to introduce yourself to rock stardom.
Yeah, because you see what you can get and the vices that
I wonder
come
what he
along
drives
with it.
now.
Yeah.
Probably like a truck
Those
or
cars
something.
were really cool though. Like they were one of the first ones with the digital heads-up display and stuff like that. I
So
don't know.
you can put in comments if you're watching this on YouTube what you would rather. So would you rather go fix a service department losing 50 grand a month in Waterloo, Iowa, and the service manager's the son-in-law of the dealer, or be the assistant parts manager at a Mitsu store in Vermont for a year?
Right, and there's no C where jamming rebar into my leg is an option, right?
No.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with the assistant parts manager in Vermont because I've never said parts hold to anybody yet. So I feel like
Really?
yeah.
That surprises me.
Really?
Yeah, because a year in Vermont.
Yeah, it's a long time.
You fly out for a week, you're maybe done, and you delegate it to somebody else.
I feel like that's just not a win-win situation at all. The Vermont thing, we can try and grow the business and maybe do some special things there.
Like what?
I don't know, cater to people that operate sleighs up there.
Operate what?
Sleighs, like sleigh, Santa sleigh.
No, the big thing there is you hook up lines to your trees and you collect maple for like maple syrup.
Oh yeah.
So all that, like people's yards will have all these lines running to like a tank, and you think the tank's like a oil tank, but no,
But
it's
it's maple syrup, huh? Yeah, they're very
People
well known for
have
that.
side hustles with that.
Nice. Also, cheddar, big up there, right? Vermont cheddar.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's talk about the economy of Vermont for an episode or two. Everyone will tune in.
Okay, let's go to your questions. And in our hiatus, we didn't get a lot of questions. So write down this number. It's 8333 Ask SDR. In Spanish, that's 8333 Ask SDR. So
Ask is still ask.
8333 Ask SDR. You know, it's good if the question relates to service, but it doesn't have to. If you need marriage advice, you need parenting advice, you got a couple prick teenage kids, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll help you out, whatever it is. But let's go to our first question.
Hey, my question's about something you said on a past show. You said if you know Christian's Peloton record, it would be easy to beat. So have you beat it? And when you figure out that it isn't easy, could you try to figure out what PEDs he's using to set these records? Thanks.
What was the first part? What did he say?
So he said on a previous episode, you said, well, Christian's record, you just need to know it and you'll beat it.
That
Do you
I
remember?
just need to know
Yeah,
it?
that's what you had said, is that you just need the target.
First
and
of all,
you'll
this
get out.
isn't a question. This is more of a statement.
Really more of a statement.
Yeah. So then what's the point with that?
So he's wondering if you've beaten my record.
So I don't ride my Peloton that much.
Yeah.
You and Patricia have like a Peloton thing going on. She informed me when we were talking last night on the phone on my drive home that you're 13 miles ahead.
Oh, it's weird that she's counting.
You guys, so Christian and Patricia watch each other on there. They stalk each other. Patricia stalks me too, I guess. Can you see what I do?
You haven't accepted my friend request yet on Peloton.
See, I wouldn't even know how to do that.
It's okay.
But I know she can watch what I'm doing.
She does.
But honestly, I don't ride the Peloton that much. Maybe on Saturdays. I did ride it today, but my workout routine is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I lift weights.
Yep.
And then Tuesday, Thursday, I box. So I'm not a big Peloton guy. Also, you know, it's kind of weird being Chris Collins that, like, you know, I don't have to beat everybody at everything all the time.
No, but you do on a regular
No, I
basis.
don't. And I think that it's probably not healthy for me to try to do that.
Okay.
I mean, why? You're clearly the dominant one. I like it. I like it that everybody's trying to beat you. Why do I have to?
That's a good question. I feel like, yeah, I think that if we were trying to compare, like, the thing is that the stuff that you do and the stuff that I do, it's just we work our ass off. So there's not,
Yeah, but
there's
if
a
I
winner on both
engage
sides.
in that, I'm going to get obsessed, and then I'm going to have to figure out a way to beat you. And then at the end, is that really going to be that healthy for either one of us?
No, we'll both become like Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, there's no. I think that it's great. Like, I don't have to engage in that.
It's fun.
So yeah, fun question. Though.
I also like his theory that the only way that I get my scores is with performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh, you're in people's head. Like, you're in Patricia's head. Like, I think I said that, right? She's like, you can't beat him. And I'm like, you can't? Like, really?
I did this thing yesterday. So I looked on and she told me about a class that she took, and I beat her by exactly 1.00 miles, just for the heck of it.
Okay, but you and I both know that the advantage is that whenever you come in behind somebody, you're going to beat them.
So much easier.
Because
that
there's
way,
already a
isn't it?
mark set, right?
Yeah.
So if I take a class on Peloton for the first time, it's going to be completely different than if I know what your number is. I'm going to have to beat that number. So during the breaks or whatever, when everybody else is resting, I'm going to be going, I'm going to have that thing wound up.
Yeah, she really needs to flip it to where she's asking what I've done.
Yeah,
And then she'll
but she
start to-
doesn't.
she'll start
I
to
don't
beat
think that she doesn't think like we think that way. I don't think.
okay.
She's more of a wholesome person. She's not as deviant as
Maybe.
we are.
But I am
guess.
happy when she wins. Like, I think it's great.
You don't mean that for a second.
I do too.
No, you don't. Oh, do we have a real question?
We've got to have a real question.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I currently work for a Chrysler dealership in Canada. My previous dealership that I worked at as a service manager, we were able to bring our numbers up across the board. Like we actually went through about 3.5 years of a lot of change. I left there due to a change in the upper management. We actually went from like a 29% absorption rate up to a 78% absorption rate in the dealership. The dealership I currently have gone to is looking to increase volume. And to be quite honest with you, probably like 3 blocks away from us is another Chrysler dealership. I've noticed that they don't have active deliveries where they bring the new customers to the service department and introduce them, set up first appointment at the day of delivery for the vehicle, whether it be new or used. So that's something we're going to be implementing. But I'm just wondering if you have any other suggestions. I've read a few of your books. I listen to your podcast. I'm wondering if there's something outside of the box that I'm just not realizing.
So, do you think Lisa's ever been to jail?
I don't think so.
Because everybody in Canada is so nice.
They're sweet folks.
She sounds very sweet.
Yep.
So Lisa, I do have an idea for you that I would say is the Armageddon, but you kind of remind me of this tweet that Hoagie sent us.
Did you just turn a
from the
question
lady?
from the audience into a segue into something else?
Yes.
How about that?
This is how it's done, Christian. See how smooth that was?
That was super smooth.
Why do birds fly south? So this lady, and I don't know what the West Shore RCMP stands for, but it's jail.
It's jail.
So this lady went to jail, and she wrote a letter, and the jail, the West Shore RCMP, posted the letter that she wrote. And so this is like the sweetest Canadian thing ever. So she wrote, I was nervous about staying with you guys during my trip to the island, but wanted to let you know that I appreciate how helpful and kind everyone was. Especially the 4 jailers who do a tough job and are often underappreciated by the people in their care. You make a difference. And then she drew a heart.
I love it.
And then she said, thank you for your something and kindness while I was in your custody. 4.5 stars.
Right?
She gave him 4.5 stars. And I wonder, like, how could you get 5 stars? That's instantly where my mind goes.
Right? But there's a smiley face next to custody, and yeah, I don't think that's ever happened in U.S.
They said
jails.
we don't often get thank you cards from people who stay with us, but this was nice. Well, you guys got to work on it because she seems very nice, and she gave you a 4.5.
Yeah, so you're missing a half a star.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wouldn't look good on Google.
What a great laugh. Thanks, Hoagie.
Can you rate jails on Google? That'd be funny. Okay, let's go back to Miss Lisa. So Lisa, do you have something you want to say to her, and then I'll tell her the Armageddon of how to do this?
Yeah, I think that the thing is that I would say that Lisa's on the right track. She's trying to figure out what is a need that isn't being fulfilled. That's a great start when you're talking about traffic and increasing RO count and stuff like that. Fulfilling a need is a good start.
Yeah.
So I like that.
I was gonna go more just gorilla, straight up like
Go nuts.
You need traffic tomorrow. So there's 2 things. So I think did Lisa mention she's in the coaching? So there's a thing in the on demand called Pit Stop. I would set that up immediately. So there's an email sequence written for you that'll drive traffic. Set it up evergreen. Anybody that's 3 years or older and hasn't been in for 6 months, just as soon as they hit the interval, send them that campaign. But what I do is I would make up business cards that have the name of the dealership on there, and then on the back they say complimentary oil change, or they say half price oil change, whatever you want to do. You could test. Sometimes like a $29.95 oil change will pull better than free because people feel like free means that it's too good to be true.
Like it's a gimmick. Yeah,
So
for sure.
You want to test it, but some sort of offer that way. And then I would hire 2 people at minimum wage, and I would pay them $10 for everybody that comes in. This is going to be your cheapest marketing, and you will literally have people in your drive tomorrow. Those 2 kids are going to have stacks of these cards, and they're going to put their name on them. They're going to go out to Costco, to Kmart, to everywhere where there are cars that are Chryslers, and they're going to put them on the windshield wiper and pay a minimum wage, and then $10 for everyone that comes in with their name on it.
Yeah.
Create a special op code.
I love it.
You'll drive traffic like crazy, and they can go, within a 15-mile radius of the dealership, let them go crazy. And test different things on the cards and get their feedback, because they'll know too. But literally, you can go to a mall or a Costco, and in that parking lot, there might be 25, 30 Chryslers.
Yep, for sure. You'll see that with brands, that they start to kind of flock together, and that the demographics have them going to the same exact places. That makes a lot of sense. I would probably
they're all at Tim Hortons.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. They love the Tim Hortons coffee. But I would also say too that you could gamify that. If you had 2 employees, you could have a contest between the 2 of them, see who gets the most people to show up. That would spike your numbers even more.
Say you get $5 for everyone that comes in, and $5 go to the pot, and whoever has the most this week gets the pot.
There's a winner take all.
That's a good idea. I've never done that. I like it. Okay, let's talk about leadership. So we just created in our hiatus, we created new training for our on-demand, and one of the trainings that we created is the 17 laws of leadership. 17 being my lucky number.
Yeah, and
17 being the center of the roulette table.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with the zeros and the double zeros, it's still the center, huh?
Yeah.
How about that?
Lucky 17. I've won a lot of money on 17 in Vegas.
Have you?
Yeah.
How many total laws did you have? Because you pared that down to 17, didn't you? You had you've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
You had a lot of possibilities, and you pared it down to the 17.
The thing that I
laws.
realized, though, is 17 is a lot for people taking the content. It's a lot.
Yeah. Even the stuff that you're recording, it's a lot. It's just,
it's robust.
Yeah.
It's maybe the best leadership training out there ever. Maybe. Possibly. Probably. Most likely. So what does leadership mean? That's my question, Christian. What does leadership mean? So people, what Dave Anderson would say that leadership is, the difference between a manager and a leader is vision. That's what he would say.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's reasonable.
Not leadership. What's leadership? What does it mean?
I think that leadership is the ability to get people around you to do things because they want to do them.
Yeah, it's getting people to follow you.
Yeah.
Getting people to do what you want them to do. I think Chase Hughes says it's creating followership in others.
Yeah, that's a good term, isn't it?
Followership.
Followership.
Followership in others.
Yeah.
So that's leadership. Now, part of it is vision, right? But, yeah, followership, getting other people to do stuff.
Yeah, in an inspirational way, too, like where they're passionate about it. I mean, there's a lot that goes into your laws, but in a nutshell.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
Do what?
Leadership.
Well, there's 17 laws, I told you.
I know.
You got to go through all 17. It isn't one.
If you do 14, can you
There
still
isn't
be
a
good
magic
leader?
pill. I did them in order of importance.
Yeah. Number 1's my favorite, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, so it's one's a big one.
Yeah.
And then 2's a big one, and 3, and so on and so on. And then the last one, 17, kind of wraps it up. Lucky 17. But I literally, 17's my lucky number. 13 also, because that's my birthday, is my lucky number. But 17, if it's gambling and just an overall great number, I love 17. And this is no joke. 17 was my advisor number.
That's interesting. Mine was 582. I have no attachment to it.
Oh, you had 3?
Yeah, it was a 3-number one.
So I was 17 and I was 32.
You had 2 2s, huh? A lot of people are 3 and 4.
And 17 and 32 are next to each other on the roulette wheel, which is weird too. So 5 is on one side and 32 is on the other.
Wow.
Do you think it's weird that I know the roulette wheel? Like I know the
I would say that you're quite intimate with the roulette wheel.
So you really want me to try to beat you at Peloton?
I'm down for it. I think it'll make me better.
Drill hooked up to the thing. Like, that's awesome. Well, thanks you guys, and we will see you next time on Service Drive Revolution. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Service Drive Revolution. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.